Let's talk. I'm on a drive and I figure, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to let the Tesla drive. So let's engage that. And then I'm going to talk to you about some things that I've been pondering since my last video, talking about I gave up on my dream. I gave up on my dream when it comes to a restaurant, like food truck kind of restaurant equipment kind of thing. So anyway, that's what that video is all about. But what about this video? What are we talking about? Now I am on some bumpy roads and my phone is attached, so this is like a conversation in a plane almost, with the sound of the wind and the turbulence of the car. But anyway, let's talk about what's on my heart, what's on my mind. When it comes to the J-Line experience for maximizing potential, it comes to the J-Line network. There's been a lot that we've done over the years with J-Line. We're celebrating 30 years this year, coming up on July 10th. July 10th, 2026 is our 30th year anniversary. I'm gonna be doing another video about that in the future, but I've been thinking about it. I've been pondering. I've been thinking about everything that's been going on for the last 5, almost 6 years now. I've been doing, like I left my job, my full-time job, and I've just been doing straight the business, everything about multiple streams of income. When I was with, and I worked for Chipotle Mexican Grill for 12 years, and in those 12 years, whoa, there's some bumps, right? In those 12 years, one of the things, there's another Tesla on the, there's another Tesla, same color and everything. We came to the stop sign at the same time. They had the right of way, and so my Tesla just stopped and stayed there. That person was actually driving. I guess I should talk about that, just so you know. When it comes to the self-driving, when I bought my Tesla, it was a one-time fee and it was lifetime in this car, self-driving, and so it drives itself. Very easy. And it just takes care of itself, you know, as far as like, it drives. Now, when it first started, it was not good at all. You would always have to take over and fix things and help, let me see if that works. Yeah, so what's funny is there's a camera right here that looks at you, and if you are not paying attention, it'll tell you you have to pay attention because it's supervised. It's called full self-driving, but supervised driving, because it's still learning. And like I said at the beginning, when it was doing it, it was not like through construction zones and different things, you always had to take over, you know. And so now, because it learns, the computer and the self-driving, out of all the people that are driving Teslas, takes the data and it does that. So why am I talking all about that? Is that they just ended the lifetime self-driving thing. Well, and it wasn't lifetime for the person, it was lifetime for the car. But then they sent me information a couple months ago actually, where they said, if you want to keep your lifetime self-driving and you want to transfer it to another car, you need to buy another car, because we're going to end that program and it could go on another car if you buy another car. And I'm like, I'm not buying another car. I was going to buy the Cybertruck. My son got his Tesla serviced, and when he got his Tesla serviced, they gave him the loaner, and the loaner was a Cybertruck, and I thought it was hilarious because I always wanted to drive one and test it and all that, because I ordered one right when it first came out. I was like number 200,000 in line to get one, and so now I can order one anytime because I paid to order one. But when it first came out, it was $49,000. Now it's $69,000. I'm like, what? That's an extra $20,000. So anyway, with all that being said, I do have a referral. If you want to get a Tesla, reach out, let me know. You'll get some awesome perks, and so will I. But the thing about the self-driving is they're doing away with it. It's going to be a monthly subscription for, I think, $100 a month. But what's cool about it, and I thought about it because buying the full self-driving when it first came out, it was $10,000 one time. So I'm like, $10,000, that's 10 years. 10 years if it was $100 a month, on average, about 10 years. And I've had this car for going on 6 years. And so I still haven't, if it was month to month, or if it was $100 a month during that time, I still wouldn't even have paid $10,000 yet, and I would have had it this whole time. So anyway, that's a good thing, I think. The other benefit of it, you could just buy it for a month. Like, say you're going to do a road trip, you could just buy it. That's what my son did. He bought it for the road trip. The car drove. It's very good for road trips, I'll tell you that right now. And now, because he's now just commuting back and forth to work, he's like, I don't need it. I'm not going to pay the $100 a month until I go on another road trip. So that's where it's cool too. So anyway, that's the Tesla commercial of the day. Not a sponsor, but kind of, because I do have a referral link. All right, so okay, let's get into. Oh, and I will say, when I have my hat on, if it can't see your eyes, it tells you have to, like, it'll tell you on the screen, pay attention all the time. And you have to touch the wheel and let you know that you're watching and they're not asleep. I don't know if that's the same thing if you wear sunglasses. Let me try to put on Amber's sunglasses and see what it says. Because, let me see. This is Amber's sunglasses. Let's see if it says anything to me. It's not saying anything. I'm gonna close my eyes for a second. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. All right, maybe this is it. But if I put my my hat on and I can't see my eyes from that camera, then it says something. All right, so good to know. I can wear my sunglasses. But the sun is setting. I'm on a beautiful drive that I love to do. I might show you a clip or two before we're done. But to the mountain property where we're going. Okay, so with all that being said, what have I been thinking about? So in 2020, left my job. When I was with Chipotle, I still was building multiple streams of income. And even though I was building multiple streams of income, like I had my full-time job, I would get up at 4:35 every morning, and 4:35 is because John 4:35, Jesus said, wake up, look around, the harvest is ripe. And so I like to set my alarms to certain scriptures and in different seasons. And so for that season, actually it was a long season, a couple of years, I would set my alarm for 4:35 according to John 4:35. So that's an awesome scripture, awesome passage that I really live off of. And anyway, that's a whole nother video. But I would wake up and I would have all of my side work done by 8 a.m. and then I would start, and that included the gym and all kinds of stuff, but I would start my Chipotle day at 8 a.m. every day, sometimes 7:45. So that was really awesome. And so I spent 12 years, I think it was probably like 9 years, maybe 10 years into it, I was in the restaurant. So not quite, it was probably 9 years in the restaurant. Then I had 2 restaurants, 3 restaurants. I got up to 10 restaurants. Then I was out of the restaurants and I was what's called an area manager. And so I had 10 restaurants and I spent time in all the restaurants the whole time. And so the reason why I say that is I had that job, and then I had my other businesses, multiple streams of income. I had some of my general managers and managers that I promoted and hired and stuff. Some of them were like, at the time, 21 years old, 22 years old, making over $100,000 a year, not knowing what they were going to do with their money, going out on the weekend and blowing $1,000 on a Friday night, you know, something like that. So I really started talking and training within the Chipotle mindset of my managers that I was coaching on how to do the restaurant. I actually started coaching them on how to invest, how to build multiple streams of income where you don't have to be there, and you can invest your money that way. And many of them took on that and did the same thing that I did, because I got to the place where I replaced my Chipotle income with all my businesses, and I was working less time. So I think one of the things that I always tell people, and I know this, wherever you're working and wherever somebody's working, the way that the labor costs, or what somebody pays you to do the job, labor costs are most of the time right around 20 to 30%. Now what that means, especially at a higher level or management level, what that means is the job you do is generating 4 times the amount of money than they're paying you. So what I'm saying is, if you make $50,000 a year, I know that's not necessarily high or low, but let's just say 50,000, your job performance is generating $200,000. So here's the point of what I'm bringing up in this scenario. If you're generating for 100% of your work, if you're generating $200,000 for 100% of the work, then you're getting paid around 25%, not just saying of that industry or that business, but the point of what I'm saying is, what if you were able to generate with 100% of your time 25% of that business? Not that business, but a business. What that means is you can cut out the middleman. Well, you are the middleman, actually, that they're paying a little bit and they're making money because of your work, which, I mean, that's the way it works. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but once you understand that all you have to do is generate 25% of the money, of the revenue that you do for your company that you work for now, then you realize, wait, I can have time freedom, I can work for myself, I can do... Now there's trade-offs, don't get me wrong, there's trade-offs when it comes to like the security or the benefits or whatever, but there's nothing, because if you spend money, you can get that money back, but if you spend time, you can't get that back. And I'm just saying, most people work their whole life saving up money and trying to get a certain amount of money that they can retire on and live and finally travel or finally live the rest of their life or finally do what they want to do. When the thing is, they could have been doing what they want to do the entire time if they decided not to get into what I call the rat race. Many people call it the rat race, but the point of what I'm saying about the rat race is, you know, you want the American dream. You want to buy a house. Been there, done that. I have multiple houses, multiple properties, and the thing is, there's this funny saying. It's like, more money, more problems. No, not necessarily. More money, more solutions. But you also can have more problems if you don't know what you're doing with your money. And so anyway, I came to the place, and this is the point of the video, and then we'll be done. I came to the place where I wanted to rethink this whole, like, why am I accumulating money? Why am I accumulating things and items and possessions and properties and all of this stuff, and then working just to keep those things? You know, like, really think about what are you doing right now in order to keep the things you have, or in order to keep, and I'm talking about your job, you're doing your job in order to keep the place where you live, or to keep the items that you bought. Well, the thing is, why would you have to keep it? What do you mean keep it? Isn't it yours? No, chances are it's financed, or it belongs to a bank, or it belongs to someone else, and you're just paying it off. And like, for instance, a car. Once you buy a car and pay it off in 3 years, usually you probably bought it like 2 years old, or you bought it brand new, I don't know. But the point is, once you pay off a car, it's like it devalues so much, and you kind of don't want that car anymore, so then you go buy another car. You know, you have a 5-year-old car and you're like, oh, this is old. But what if you were able to just take cash and just buy a car that you want to buy, and nobody could take it from you? And when it comes to like the money that you need to keep it, you're talking about insurance, maintenance, and what is a transportation cost, right? I mean, this is stuff that could be taken care of with like dividend stocks, and just pay dividends and then let it pay your bills, stuff like that. I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, is they're waiting for someday to happen, and someday never really happens. I know people, in fact, some of you may be watching this video right now, that they worked for years and years waiting for their pension, or for their retirement, or for their 401k they've been putting into it, and then at the last minute, or seemingly when they had something that they built for, they would get laid off or fired, or the company would close. And that's what I'm saying, like this uncertainty of the future. A lot of people think that their job and job security is giving them the security that they need. But if anything, the last couple of years, and especially with AI and all this, and this threat of everybody being replaced with AI or robots or whatever, most people are not secure. Like, you think you're secure. It's a false sense of security is what it is. And what I'm saying is, why not bet on yourself and invest in yourself and believe in yourself, and of course, and in the one, I say many streams, one source. We are not the source. We contribute, but it is God that is the source. Jesus is the source. Many streams, one source. And in fact, that would be a good time like to think about, because I just prayed, why am I doing this with my life? Why am I, and I had sense of purpose. I definitely loved my job and the people I worked with and everything. But it came to a point where I was making somebody else's like dreams happen. Some corporation's dreams happen. Some CEO would tell me how important it is for me to do my job so that I could get paid, and the shareholders could get paid, and the stock price could go up. You know, like, what about my stock? Like the stock in myself. You have to invest in yourself. And I'm not saying quit your job today, but the thing is, if you took the same amount of money like that you're using right now, and this is the point of the video, I've been really considering, just really seeing how like, let me decrease the amount of money I'm spending each month. And I've been doing it over the last couple of years, and investing the rest is what I'm asking you to do. Like most people, they live up into their paycheck and maybe even beyond. And when they get a raise, they spend more, live more, right? What if you took all of your income and all of your everything you have and everything, your livelihood and where you live and all that, and made that the lowest possible price for the next 12 to 18 months? How much money would you be able to have put aside if you did that? If you didn't live extended to beyond your measure, pretty much. And so I've been cutting down. We were we were spending and living off of $15,000 a month. And even though we had $15,000 a month, it was like, oh, let's buy this, let's buy that, let's pay this, let's go here, let's go. Like, we spent, when we got $15,000 a month, we spent $15,000 a month. And then we went to $10,000 a month. And when we got 10, we spent 10. And so it's a mindset, because if you have the money, if you tell yourself you have the money. So this is why with the J-Line experience for maximizing potential and everything we do, we try to say, take your money and funnel it away and put it where it's out of your reach for at least 12 months. And the money you make today, like for instance, this month is May, for example. Whatever month you're watching this in, whatever money you make today, put away for next year at this time, this month. And you might say, well, that's not enough. Like, I only have $200 extra this month, and how can I live off of $200 next year? Well, when you invest it, and when you let your money work for you instead of you working for money, then that money will grow over the next year, and it'll be a lot more than just $200. So I think that's something to think about. And I know that's only 200, because I think the average multiple streams of income, the average like side hustle or whatever, can easily bring $200 a month. If you have 5 of those that take very little time, if any, it takes time to set up, but then you're done. That's $1,000 a month extra. And if you have 10 streams of income that are bringing in $200 a month, that's $2,000. And that's just average of 200. Maybe some of them bring 500. Did you know the magic number is $835? If you could put $835 aside 1 month for 12 months, then in that 12-month time, you're going to have $10,000. That's at $835 a month. And that's not even including if it grows for you. That's what I'm saying. So imagine next year at this time, you put $835 a month. Next year at this time, you have $10,000 extra this month. And the thing is, it probably grew, so it could be more. But you have $10,000 extra for this month next year. What are you going to do with that $10,000? You know, a lot of times people spend a little bit each and every month. Let me tell you, instead of work, get paid, and work, get paid, what if you were able to work and then get paid, and then work and then get paid? What if you were able to work 3 or 4 days a month and pay for your whole month? That's what the J-Line experience is all about. But I think a lot of times people aren't willing to take their income and live off the smallest amount as possible and put away the rest for the future. We have a J-Line financial formula called Return, Give, Save, Live. That is the way we should do it. We should return, we should give, we should save for the future, then we should live. And that living part should be 50% or less of what we bring in. I've done it. I've done it with a lot, I've done it with a little. And that's why I think the J-Line experience for maximizing potential, the J-Line network, everything we do, I think is the reason why we do what we do. And so I've been thinking, why am I using so much money each month when I don't need to? And so I'm looking to really minimize. And so if you want to be on that journey with me, let me know. I came to the point of my trip where I love this view. Let me show you this view. This is my favorite part, and this is where it comes up to the Glacier View Meadows, it's called. And this turn right here, look at it. Oh my goodness. That's it. That is the view. I absolutely love it. Wow. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for letting me rant a little bit. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, and remember, don't just watch J-Line, but be a J-Line. See ya.